Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, we are exploring how to implement an Adhoc subprocess using a job worker implementation. Again, I am taking the same example diagram which we discussed in the past 2-3 videos about Adhoc subprocess, right? While the default behavior of the Adhoc subprocess implementation is BPMN, right? But still, Camunda allows you to do the your own implementation in your code using Java worker as well. Okay, so this approach will give you more responsibility to your code. You must manually define which elements to activate, when to trigger your elements or maybe inner task about, right? And precisely when the subprocess should complete, right? All these responsibility you need to take care. In this example, I will demonstrate how to provide input to activate an approver task, complete it via our job worker, and finally conclude the subprocess. Okay, we will walk through the Java code line by line, focusing on how activated job provides metadata, how job clients facilitate our communication with ZB engine, all the stuff. Okay, let's quickly understand what is this diagram about and what are the configurations I did. Okay, so it is a simple start event and I have a simple user task which I accepting one input data which I am going to emit it into my activated object. Okay, so this input data is nothing but it should be a reviewer or approver, correct? So which is nothing but my task id. Okay, so then if you select my Adhoc subprocess, this is what the main concept about, right? So by default the implementation will be bpm, but I changed to job worker and I am giving my job type as Adhoc subprocess job. Whatever name you want, you like, you can give it, right? Let's move to the code which I implemented at least in the first level, right? You all aware, hope you all aware how Spring Boot works, how we have to write the job worker code. At least the basic knowledge you should have. If you don't have, please watch my old videos to understand that better. Okay, now I created the job worker method. As you aware, when we are running the Spring Boot, this job type will be the subscriber basically, right? And waiting for this job to create it in the Camunda engine, or maybe we'll call it as a ZB engine. Okay, once this job created, right, and my job will be get picked, right, and it is responsible of completing my job worker. Okay, here as usual I'm using the client to communicate with my ZB engine and the job to fetch kind of a process metadata like a job key, process instance key, as well as different variables as map, right? We can get all the variables, right? All the stuff we are using it. Okay, now what I did inside it, very simple code. I'm getting all the variables, fine. So here I command it out to system.out.println. Ignore that, it is just for your reference. You can do it whatever you like. Here I commanded 2 lines. If you want to read what is Adhoc subprocess elements are, for example, maybe 10 elements, 5 elements, what are the elements are available. If you want to know that, you can do this logic. Okay, that is what I just commanded out to showcase you. Okay, then this activated object, which is nothing but you know that which I am going to pass it through my input, right? So this activated object I am receiving it, I am going to activate whatever values are coming that specific element. How I can activate it? Definitely I need to connect with my ZB engine. So client dot new complete command. So current job key I'm sending it, and variables, if you updated something, yes, you can pause that. With the result, I am specifically mentioning my Adhoc subprocess activate this element. Okay, then send and join as usual I'm doing it. Once I done that, yes, this will activate the specific task which is nothing but our task approver. Okay, let's quickly run this diagram. Okay, let's see that how it is works, right? Okay, my task getting started. Maybe I can open my operate and task list, right? So okay, my task getting created now. and let's open the diagram to see it. Okay, now let me give it very easily, right? Input data should be approver. Okay, complete the task. Let's see that. Now you can see that. Okay, so it is stuck in the sub process. It is not picked any task because we are not running our Spring Boot application. Let me quickly run it, right? So once it is running, it should pick this job and it should do the magic here, right? Let's expect it. Maybe let's wait for a 2-3 seconds, right? It is just picking it. Okay, it is setting up my profile. Yes, it is enabling the web context. Okay, and yes, it is started and one job worker is available. Yes, and it is picked it. Okay, so if you see here now, okay, you got a task approver got created as you activate the specific element. Now I can go to the task approver. I can claim it. I can complete it. Once I complete it, you can see now what is going to happen. Again it is in the same stage. Even though I completed, again the new task got created. It means now Adhoc subprocess can able to find that specific element which I have to activate, but it does not know how to move forward to the next level, right? So because we have written the logic of only activate the element. Okay, now I have the code which directly, okay, so this is the first step, right? So I have the code which will directly help to move out of this stage. Okay, I'm going to paste that code simply. I will explain you what I did. Okay, so when first time it is coming, right, I'm going to set one variable called is work finished. Okay, then this variable I am sending it here. Okay, so before that I am going to check is work is finished is true, then I am going inside my loop and I am going to do a simple logic which is nothing but I am going to complete condition fulfilled. If you remember my last video, I explained this concept how it will be configured in that properties. But as of now, as everything has to taken care in the job worker code, right? You can see the difference. We are going to add that logic here itself. Got it? So this will help to complete your specific task and move forward out of your sub process, because it is going to tell your sub process, I completed my condition, please move forward. Got it? Okay. Now let me stop and restart. Okay, and let me create a new process. This process, let it be, so we can see that even if you are completing again, this process will move forward and come back to the same stage. All right, so now I am going to create a new process. Okay, my web application got running my Spring Boot, creating a new one. Now let's wait for the new process. Maybe I'll open a new tab. Okay, new process got created. Okay, I'm going to enter my input data, again maybe the same approver. Okay, now I'm completing the task. It has to come and open the pick the task approver, right? Okay, now if I complete this task approver in this stage, it has to move forward. This is our expectation, but last time what happened, it is again created the same task. Now I am completing this user task. Now let's see this operate instance, what is going to happen. See, you got it, right? So initially we did the implementation for, okay, few warnings, just ignore it. Initially we did the implementation only to activate the element. This time we added the condition to complete my sub process, right? Once I added the condition only, it can able to identify and move forward out of the subprocess. Got it? Hope you understood how we can write our job worker for our Adhoc subprocess. Right? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. See you. Bye.